It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie.
Welcome, maybe the best day of the NBA, Thursday night, and we're happy you could be here with us. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and joining us in a bit later from the sidelines, Doris Burke. Looking at Chicago, they took the win in their last game against the Hawks.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when a team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Boris Diaw is out there with Gortat. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Thornton. And it's Teague in at the point guard.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends. You know, if you're looking to build a small forward and it wasn't a LeBron James template, you might go with PG, Paul George. Height, length, athleticism, that combination off the charts with him. And he's got a nice, unflappable demeanor, too.
On its way from Thornton for two. Not enough on that one as it misses. Down low, James. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Bulls still looking like they're getting going. 7-point differential. Yeah, talking about Paul George, a big part of his dominance, his attitude. He doesn't yell or pump his fist. He's really the quiet assassin.
Yeah, once he maxes out in the weight room, which he will, now that he's in his mid-20s, I think he's going to be an Adonis. I mean, exactly the kind of physique you're looking for in a prototype at the small forward.
It's hauled in by Paul George.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
On the wing, George. Shot is off. Seattle goes the other way with it. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
Now here's Teague. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Comes up empty down low.
Oh, tight defense being played right there. Got right up on him and forced the miss.
Textbook work. Close enough to bother the shot. Good challenge, but disciplined enough to avoid too much contact.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Diaw sets the pick for George. Diaw with a wide open look. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Seattle leading by 10. The drive by James. Griffin kicks to Curry. Harden outside. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. 6 on the shot clock. Clark down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. These teams have been terrific at turning turnovers into points.
You know, it's not just the turnovers they're forcing. I mean, they're converting at the other end, and you know what? It puts a lot of pressure on you to play perfect.
Well, you just watched Jeff Teague. He's a natural scorer. Clark, he's also made steady improvement as a playmaker.
Yeah, you look at his assist rate, Kevin, well in the top 10 in the league. He's cut down on his turnovers as well. You can tell he's starting to really figure it out, and the game is slowing down for him.
And Teague's also athletic. You know, sometimes you forget that. I mean, this guy's got the tools also to be a terrific defender. And I still think he's developing consistency at that end of the floor.
Catching up on the changes for Seattle. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Whiteside. Durant comes in for James. And Paul subbed in for Steph Curry.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
And speaking of Jeff Teague's defense, I mean, his rebounding, I think, could also be a little higher. I mean, with his bounce, he can get in there and grab a few more.
Stolen by Harden. It's deflected and taken away by Johnson. Count that one. Johnson's got his first bucket in this one.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now here's Paul. It's Harden with the drive. Outside for Griffin. Uncovered. And it's Seattle with another.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
And the basket by Johnson. Seattle leading by 7. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Teague against Paul. Outside Teague. From deep, Johnson. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
4-3.
The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up. And forward James Johnson battled his way back into the league after some stints abroad. He talked about his approach to the game. That's exactly the kind of hard-nosed, old-school attitude that coaches just love.
And Kevin, and so do his teammates. I mean, a guy like that brings out the best in everybody on that team. They just kind of feed off of his effort and desire.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Seattle. Guys?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and, you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
They've got LeBron James. Whiteside is out there with Durant. Then there's Stephen Curry. And it's Harden in at the 2 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Seattle.
And guys, the wheels really fell off of Marcus Thornton's game last year. This was a deadly shooter who averaged over 21 points a game only a few seasons ago. But last season, under double figures at 9 per contest.
Seattle leading by 5. It's Curry with the drive, and that one's good. Curry's got 5 points now this quarter.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
That is good.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
And Durant sends it back. And pushing it up, here's Seattle, and the dunk by James.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
Curry's shot is good. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for Seattle.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
No good from Durant.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
And it's George finishing it off.
Nice pass that time. What excellent vision by Jeff Teague out there.
Curry outside. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
And that was an ugly loss for them last time playing these guys. And really, the rebounding differential was the key.
They got worked over on the boards. That's about as plain as I can put it. You can't leave your teammates on an island down there. You need everybody going to the glass.
Thornton up on top, guarded by Harden. And Thornton kicks to Gibson. Gibson with the screen on Curry. 6 to shoot. Here's Gortat. Here's Thornton, and the rejection by Harden. That's good.
Timeout call.
And the first timeout of the game called for Seattle. Well, for James Harden, with his incredible regular season last year, Clark, you knew he was in for a great postseason as well.
And it was a bit of a roller coaster for him in the playoff run. I mean, he could vanish one game, but then explode for 40 in the next.
Catching up on the changes for Seattle. Jordan, he's checked in for Whiteside. Griffin comes in for James. And Paul subbed in for Curry. The shot by Paul, no good. Bulls trail by 4.
And with Harden in the playoffs, it was an all-or-nothing situation at times. He definitely stole some games for Houston in their run to the conference finals. But, man, did he have a rough one when they were eliminated by the Warriors.
And he gets it to go. Seattle has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Paul kicks to Griffin. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
On the wing, Johnson from the arc. Seattle grabs the miss. It's off to Oklahoma City for him after this game, so they have the Thunder to look forward to. That'll be just one game played a win from home for them.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
And so that's the end of the first half. Seattle ahead, up 7. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Kevin, obviously a very close game. What has been your approach tonight?
Well, we're just trying to pack the paint. Those guys are great. So we're just trying to make them see a few guys.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the home team.
The field goal percentage was off the chisnarts, Ernie. Let me rewind it. The field goal percentage was off the charts, Ernie. It was well.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
Tipping off the second half, here's Fred Hoiberg's 5. Gortat is out there with Boris Diaw. Then there's Teague. Then it's Paul George. And it's Thornton in a shooting guard. Now, here's Thornton. 11 feet away, and he drops that one in. Thornton's got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for the Bulls. Dishes it to LeBron. Gortat with the steal. Here's the floater. That's good, and the Seattle lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Thornton.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. They grab their own miss. Whiteside, good. Whiteside's got 5 now.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
Chicago calls timeout. And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season. Averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year. And it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he has.
Taj Gibson's checked in for Boris Diaw.
That's really told the story today, guys. I mean, throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and then finish.
More active and more physical down low. That's what's really been the difference thus far.
George passes to Teague. That misses, had a chance to tie it there.
And talking about Whiteside, he isn't completely out of the woods yet. I mean, after a couple of ejections last season, his teammates publicly condemned his actions. They questioned his maturity, challenged him to be more reliable, and for the most part, he was after those incidents. And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Now, here's Thornton. 6 points for him. No luck. Good work defensively by Whiteside.
And you know, the thing about Whiteside, guys, when he's right, he's an unbelievable game changer. Second in the league in blocked shots last season. Also posted the second best field goal percentage. The guy can play if he keeps his head squarely on his net.
Here's Teague following the basket by Stephen Curry. Teague dishes to Gortat. James against George. Shot clock at 5. Teague for 3. But they'll get another chance. Goes back up, and there's the nice layup by Gortat. Gortat's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Seattle calls timeout. And for Marcin Gortat, he was such a good fit for the Wizards last season. Actually, the last 2 seasons.
You know, he runs the floor very well for his size. A terrific finisher, solid in the pick and roll, can make the mid-range. You know, he's been one of the more consistent centers in our league.
Catching up on the changes for Seattle. Lopez is checked in for Whiteside. Durant comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Paul in for James Harden. Lopez sets a screen for James. Paul kicks to Lopez. Takes it from 10, and it's Durant, that time on the assist from Lopez.
You know, getting back to Gortat, he signed that 5-year, $60 million contract a couple of years back. Raised some eyebrows at the time because he's not a supreme athlete, but his size, effort, and refined skill set have made him worth it so far. Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
On the wing, Johnson. Curry with the defensive effort.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
Oh, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Bulls trail by 9. Griffin is out there with Durant. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. Then it's Harden, and it's Paul in at the 1 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Seattle. Pass to Thornton. Right side, George. And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Durant. Chicago with the ball. Pass to Thornton. Left side, George. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe, yeah, maybe this is the best time to do it.
I agree. I mean, now's when you need a spark, something electric to get your teammates fired up.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
The 15-footer, and a little luck that time, but it drops.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
Harden kicks to Jordan. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Chicago calls timeout.
It's still pretty early to judge, but so far the 2014 draft class has lived up to the hype. The top guys were as good as promised, and a lot of talent down later in the draft as well.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. The three-pointers obviously have been hurting them, and he told his players, we've simply got to play them tighter on the perimeter. We can't afford to give them these wide-open looks. Kevin?
With the 2014 draft class, Clark, it was so hyped up, a lot of teams probably didn't care that they were losing some games at the end of the year as they themselves were testing some younger players on their roster.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly there. And you look at the guys from that class, many of them have star potential. Looking at the game for George, he has 8 points, and he's added a steal to his stat line also.
You know what? The number is not huge, but he has been doing some valuable defensive work for them.
And he's good on the second. Seattle leading by 6. And Durant, here we go. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
A rim rocker.
Looked for a second like he might rip the cylinder loose.
I tell you what, that is some grown man strength on that attack.
They get it back. Gortat scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win. Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
And Seattle making a change here. Curry's checked in, and the Bulls making a change here as well. Teague's checked in. Shot on the way. It's a big height bounce and goes in. And that's 11 points here for George.
He's really done a nice job taking advantage of his opportunities in this half.
Durant for 3. Offensive rebound. Right side, the pass to Durant. Over George. That doesn't go either for Durant.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open. And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
It's the first that narrows the lead down to just 3. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there.
He gets them to within 1 possession, but that miss puts a lot of pressure on their defense.
And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got his 5th assist in this one. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They're down by 5. We've got 1:13 left to play here in the 4th. And Chicago has possession, trailing by 5. Teague dishes to George. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. George has got 11 here in this quarter alone. Curry kicks to Whiteside. And Harden wide open. He shoots. That 3 off the mark.
Defense better watch out. They better be alert because this guy can make threes, as we saw in the first half. Shot after shot, one after the other. PG, Paul George, making it happen.
Right side inside. Gortat covering. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play. Free throw, good. Whiteside.
Take a look at what Hassan Whiteside's done. He has 9 rebounds and 1 assist.
44 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Feeds it to Gortat. 11 feet away. Tries again. No good. Great D that time from Griffin. And he commits the intentional foul. And the first of two, no good. Heartbreaker.
At the line, Stephen Curry.
And he ends up making the second, and that puts them up by 5. 32 seconds left in the fourth.
Gotta score quickly.
Yeah, no time to waste here, partner.
George with the ball. And a wide open look for Thornton. It's in! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
No, that's the shot of the game.
Well, he was fearless enough to get it up and down, and it paid off for him. Well, I tell you what, Steph Curry, somebody lit a fire under him.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 4. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
Yeah, time, a huge factor right now. They've got to get points and then the foul.
Yeah, it has to be quick because every tick is critical.
Outside Durant. And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
And he ends up making the second, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
And a chance here to send it to overtime.
Got to see the 3 and be the 3 if that's going to happen.
Teague for 3. Oh, he had a chance there to send it to overtime, but they come up empty-handed. So a close game sees Seattle taking this one. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as Clark did.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Blake, tell us about the energy out there tonight. It seemed like there was a ton of intensity on the floor.
Yeah, that's something we talked about. You know, we talked about not being complacent, settling for jump shots, talked about getting to the hole and playing tough on defense, and I thought that's what our guys did tonight.
Thanks for your time, Blake. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. And now the award-winning Ernie Johnson will take it from here. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports Postgame Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan, Stephen Curry.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy hot shooting.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.